If you're watching this video, you probably know this silent hell that no one else can hear. A ringing, constant, incessant, that never stops. That sound that's there when you wake up, that follows you throughout the entire day. And that gets even louder precisely when you need silence the most, at bedtime. It's as if someone left a device turned on inside your head, and you can't turn it off. Over the years, following hundreds of cases, I've seen how destructive this is. It's not just an annoying noise. It's your concentration that disappears. It's your patience that runs out. It's your peace that gets stolen, minute after minute, day after day. And the worst part? Almost no one understands. Oh, but it's just a little noise. You'll get used to it. It's all in your head. But those who live with it know the truth. They know it's not exaggeration. They know it's not weakness. They know this constant ringing is destroying their quality of life. And here's what most professionals don't explain properly. This ringing doesn't start in the ear. It starts with a communication failure between the ear and the brain. When the neural connections of the auditory system begin to deteriorate, the brain starts interpreting signals that don't exist. And the result is exactly this: a phantom sound that only you can hear. But it doesn't stop there. Because when this system is compromised, you also experience difficulty concentrating, brain fog, memory lapses, and sleepless nights because that cursed noise won't let you rest. This is not normal. This is not something you have to accept for the rest of your life. It's a clear sign that your auditory neural system is crying out for help. For years, I saw people trying everything. Medications that caused more side effects than relief. Sound therapies that only masked the problem temporarily. Extremely expensive solutions that promised a cure and delivered nothing. And the ringing stayed there. Strong, relentless. That's why I dove into a completely different line of research. Something that targeted the root of the problem, not just the symptoms. And what I discovered transformed the way I help those who come to me, desperate for a real solution. This approach uses what we call the triple neural silencing protocol, a three-phase system that attacks tinnitus in a coordinated and progressive way. Let me explain this in a simple way. Phase 1. Calm the nerves that are in panic mode. You know when you're extremely anxious and your heart races, your hands sweat, and you can't relax? That's exactly what's happening inside your brain when you have tinnitus. The nerves of the auditory system are in a permanent state of alert, firing signals non-stop. It's as if they're shouting all the time. For this, we use a natural compound called GABA. Think of it as a natural calming agent for your nerves. It works as if it were telling those nerves, calm down, relax, you don't need to shout. This is the phase where many people report that the ringing starts to feel quieter, less aggressive. Phase 2, rebalance brain chemistry. Here's an important discovery. People with chronic tinnitus have very low levels of a substance called dopamine in the brain. And dopamine isn't just about feeling happy. It's also responsible for helping the brain filter sounds. It works like a natural volume control. When dopamine levels are too low, the brain loses its ability to shut off sounds that aren't real. And that's when tinnitus takes over. That's why we use L-dopa bean extract. This ingredient is essentially the raw material the brain uses to produce dopamine. It's like giving the brain the bricks it needs to build a house. With more dopamine available, the brain regains control over what you hear. Phase 3. Improve blood circulation in the ear. Think about this. If a plant doesn't receive water, it wilts and dies, right? The same thing happens to the cells in your inner ear. If they don't receive enough blood flow, they weaken and start malfunctioning, and when that happens, tinnitus gets worse. That's where L-arginine comes in. This natural amino acid acts like a declogger for veins and arteries. It dilates blood vessels and improves circulation. When more blood reaches the inner ear, those cells receive fresh oxygen and nutrients. It's like watering a dry plant. It starts to thrive again. These three elements work together. One calms, one rebalances, and one nourishes. It's not a single ingredient performing a miracle. It's a complete protocol that works in layers, attacking tinnitus from every possible angle. And all of this comes in liquid form, because the body absorbs it far better than capsules or pills. And I want to be completely transparent with you. This doesn't work overnight. And that's actually a good sign, because quick fixes rarely solve deep problems. In the cases I personally followed, the first changes usually appear between 2 and 4 weeks. The volume of the ringing starts to decrease. The intensity becomes more manageable. The frequency of spikes drops, and around the 4th month, something extraordinary happens. The ringing stops controlling the person's life. They can finally sleep peacefully, focus again at work, regain mental clarity, and realize that for the first time in a long while, they can actually experience silence. Another fundamental point is safety. We're talking about 100% natural ingredients extracted from plants and essential amino acids, with no chemical dependency, no documented side effects, free from GMOs and common allergens, and produced in certified, regulated facilities in the United States. When someone asks me, does this really work to eliminate tinnitus? My answer is straightforward. If you use it consistently for the necessary amount of time, the odds are very favorable. The recommendation is 3 to 6 months of continuous use, because the auditory system and the brain need that time to fully reorganize. Stopping early is the mistake that prevents most people from finally getting rid of this torment. And there's something that brings even more peace of mind. You get a full 90-day money-back guarantee. If you don't notice a difference or don't adapt, you can request a full refund. No questions, no hassle. But I'll tell you the truth, almost no one asks for their money back. Because when the ringing starts to fade, when you finally sleep without that infernal noise, when peace returns to your mind, you understand the value of that. If you're exhausted from living with this constant noise, if you're tired of sleepless nights, if you want to reclaim the silence, mental peace, and quality of life that tinnitus stole from you, below this video there's a link with all the information about this natural approach. There you'll understand exactly how it works, see the full formulation, the scientific foundations, and the testimonials of people who finally managed to escape this torment. My goal here isn't to give you empty hope. It's to show you that there is a real path to silence. Because living in peace and sleeping without noise and regaining control of your own mind isn't luck. It's possible.